Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Alexia from Alexia and Her Books. Today I'm going to be doing a video that is a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about sex, which is quite a taboo subject in general in life. So I want to put a disclaimer that I am going to be talking about sex today. So if you don't like that, it's okay. But if you want to hear more about my thoughts of sexuality in YA literature, just keep on watching. So myself, I've had a lot of trouble with sexuality growing up, and it has always been a struggle of mine, and I wish that in YA literature or teen literature, I would have seen more of a positive portray of sexuality and not such a negative or like not talked about subject. It is really easy to be influenced as teenagers and like think you're abnormal and think you have a problem, and then if like what you're reading or what you're watching is not talking about it, you think you're like abnormal. Today I'm going to be talking about books that are nice portrayals of sexuality and some books that I didn't really like. Yeah. So first I'm going to talk about the healthy image of sexuality between teens in YA literature with some of my favorite books with sexy scenes in them. So first of all, Cassandra Clare's books. So in Cassandra Clare's books, in The Mortal Instruments, The Infernal Devices, and The Dark Artifices, there are some sex scenes between teenagers, which I found really nice. So most of the time when there are sex scenes in YA, I don't even know a sex scene is happening, and I want to know what's gonna happen. There is a nice way to do it. There is sometimes like I find scenes to be a little bit too graphic, but there are some ways to make it work, I find, even if it's in teen literature. So like I said, I do think that Cassie's books are really nice, and like I'm not gonna be talking about the sex scenes because they are spoilers, and I don't want to ruin that for you guys if you haven't read them, but I would really recommend these books. They are urban fantasies, and yeah, they're amazing. I'm actually rereading them so that when the third book in the Dark Artifices series comes out, I'm gonna be ready for it. So yeah, and in this one, there is a nice portrayal of sex that you don't have because you're in a relationship, but because you want to have sex. So yeah, I really like that. The next one is a classic, but I do really like the sexy scenes inside of it. Some people don't like them, some people find them cringy, but I do think it's a nice portrayal. I wish there were more diversity in these scenes, and you're gonna see what I mean. But there is not only penetration, but there is also oral sex, which I feel so weird saying that out loud, but yeah, there is not only the intercourse, there are other things. So yeah, it is A Court of Thorns and Roses. Well, this is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas, and I would say most of Sarah J Maas's books do contain sexual scenes, and some people hate them. Some people wish she would take them out, but I do enjoy them because I like a nice portrayal of sexuality in my books. Okay, I said it. So in this book, I'm not gonna say anything because it's gonna be a spoiler. And also in Kotar, there are some sex scenes, but yeah, in this one, the sex scenes are really healthy and nice, and I did think they were beautiful. And also in Empire of Storms, there are also some great sex scenes, and it sucks that I cannot say the characters because obviously this is like the 5th book in the series, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you all, but there are many sexual portrayals, but not only in relationships, which I feel like we don't have enough in YA literature. I feel like there would be more casual sex because it's okay. It's okay. Okay, and in Eco Math, I would say that it is graphic. You know what happens, but you know what happens very much. I don't mind it, but some people would, and it says that it's for 14 years olds and older. But honestly, like at the age of 14, most of my friends were not virgins anymore. Next one is like stuck. I'm not gonna take it out, but it's good. And it is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. It was the first time that I read a great representation of a gay relationship, of gay sex. It was wonderful. I would definitely recommend Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. It's a fantasy book. It's kind of inspired by Harry Potter. I did really like it. Then a book that I didn't necessarily enjoy all that much because it was supposed to be a horror book is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I'm not going to take it out because it's really far from me. But yeah, There's Someone Inside Your House. It was really good, actually. The portrayal of sexuality, because there were some casual sex. And I'm just going to be repeating myself because I wish we would show more about like just healthy sex, because like some people do want to have casual sex. They don't want to be in a relationship, and I think it's totally okay, and you should know that it is okay. And in this, there is a nice portrayal of that transforms into a relationship, which was good. But the horror book was not really good. I really like the portrayal of sexuality with a disability, because it is also another reality that is possible and that can happen to anyone. So The Fault in Our Stars by John Green is quite a great book because of that, because it's about a girl who, well, I'm sure you know, she has cancer and whatever. So at one point they do have a little like sexy moment, but it was kind of awkward because obviously to breathe she has to have oxygen in her lungs, and it is that scene. So you see that even with disability it can be a cute scene, and it was fun. It was funny to read, and it was cute.
I fell in love with him the way you fall asleep, slowly, and then all at once.
Wait.
I can't stop. I love you so much.
I love you too.
I don't know if the rep is good, if someone who has cancer would read that, but I thought it was a great thing. And also another book that is too far from me to take is I'll Meet You There. With we were talking about like physical disability that is more like biological, like, you know, it's her lungs. Now in I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios, the main character has a physical, like really physical disability because he is missing a leg, and also there were some nice portrayal of sexuality with that, and also the portrayal of casual or sex. Then over here I have Looking for Alaska by John Crane 2. It has some mental illness aspects to it, and this one was one of the first books I really read that had a scene where there is an awkward blowjob. Because when you're like 15, when you do it for the first time, I'm not saying that you have to be 15 to have your first blowjob, whatever, but in this book, the boy is 15. It can be really awkward, and yeah, and also they watch porn in this, and it was really funny, and I thought it was a nice portrayal of what it really is, because it's not necessarily perfect all the time, and it's not gonna be your perfect your first time. It might be awkward. So I thought this was a nice representation of that. I haven't seen anyone really talk about these books badly, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I've talked about it in the Books I Hate video, but I do not like To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, because I feel like this book has a really unhealthy portrayal of sexuality because of, well, Laura Jean, the way she acts for her age. Just the fact that Laura Jean, the main character, has an oath with her sister that they should not have sex before they get married, and they have to tell the other before they have it. It's just like, it doesn't happen like that, and I didn't like that. But also, like, in the third book, Margot has her sister has a boyfriend and they cannot sleep in the same room, and she lives in Scotland and she's in university. So you know, like, she's an adult and she cannot sleep in the same room as her boyfriend, and I thought that was really immature and not really good. And it was immature and saying like it's not okay to sleep in the same bed as a boy, which is it's okay to sleep in the same bed as a person you like or even a person you don't like. There are many other things, but just the immaturity concerning sexuality, like it's like, oh, sex, boys, so I didn't like that at all. So if you were wondering what's the difference between young adult and new adult, it's young adult with sex. The best example for that is Breathe by Abby Gines, and I hated this book. I really didn't like that. I've often said that I like the idea of a girl meeting a boy that is a rock star, a prince who falls in love with her, but I never liked the execution. And this book is a part of that. So it's about a 17-year-old girl that goes to work in this rock star's home and whatever. I thought this was the perfect portrayal of cringiness and of bad sex rep. Like, who really does oral sex in a theater? These were my recs and my thoughts about sex in YA. I wish there were more healthy sexual portrayals in YA. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!